The island of Cyprus is the home to many civilizations. From Romans to Venetians, Persians, Ottomans, Greeks, and many others, to the modern-day division of Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriot. This beautiful Mediterranean island has seen years and years of conflict and concourse. The Persian ruling era in Cyprus began in 545 BCE when the Achaemenid Empire, led by Cyrus the Great, conquered the island. The Persians recognized the strategic importance of Cyprus due to its location in the eastern Mediterranean, which facilitated trade routes and provided access to valuable resources. One notable aspect of the Persian ruling era in Cyprus was the construction of significant architectural projects. Some of these structures, such as the fortifications of Paphos and the Palace of Vouni, still stand today as reminders of the Persian presence in Cyprus.
Okay, Professor, I think you're the best person to explain all about Vouni.
Well, Vouni is considered as a Persian Achaemenid period palace. Most probably was already in the 6th century under the Cyrus the Great, that's to say 559 and 530. But this was rather a voluntary submission, and the great king did possibly not assigned a satrap, Persian satrap for the island.
How do we know that Vouni is a palace?
Vouni is considered as a palace because it is on the top of the hill, a hilltop side, and it has a central court and many rooms around it, storage rooms and bathrooms and different books. And this is actually a plan of a palace rather than a sanctuary or ordinary habitation. The reason why the palace is connected with the Achaemenids is that the date of the palace, the archaeological date of the palace, it was inhabited mostly, it was built at the beginning of the 5th century, and it was inhabited around 100 years until the early 4th century.
How do we know that it was abandoned?
Because of the famous Vouni treasury, we have coins and finds in this treasury that point in the early 4th century. So we know the palace was abandoned in the early 4th century.
Persians suddenly decided to abandon the Cyprus?
We can only guess. The Persians left Cyprus. The Persian influence in Cyprus ended as anywhere else with the Alexander the Great, with the lost Battle of Issus. But the palace was abandoned even before, in the early 4th century, because of this Vouni treasury. The reason we can only guess, probably the site the palace was built to control the naval activities and the harbor, the port. And they may have shifted the naval base to Asia Minor, probably to Caria, to Halicarnassus, where another Persian-friendly ruler habited. This is Mausolus, the famous Mausolus.
What's the relationship between Soli's king and
Yeah.
Vouni's at the same time?
There must be indeed a link because Vouni is just about Soli, and the king of Soli actually was a very Persian-friendly ruler, in opposite of the Salamis,
Yeah.
and there was a kind of struggles between the kings of Cyprus. Persians submitted many peoples, and they were even represented in Persepolis, submitted people, and sometimes in Persian inscriptions, the submitted peoples and regions are recorded, but we cannot find the name of Cyprus there. We actually don't know how Persians call this island, but in the Persian inscriptions we find the name those who live in the sea. This might be a name for Cyprus.